Hello, hey, hi, welcome back to another video. Today, I'm trying AMIGURUMI. Now, if you watch any of my channel, you know that I am more of a wearables kind of maker, so I don't do a lot of AMIGURUMI very often. I have done it in the past a few times. I wouldn't say I'm terrible at it, but I also wouldn't say I'm very good at it either. I know how to. I would say I make decent things, but I'm not an expert. But today I have a few ideas for things and I want to give them a try and bring you along with me. The first idea came from this yarn here, which is the Honey Bunny yarn from Hobbii. I got this in the Hobbii mystery bag quite a while ago, and I don't really work with chenille yarn ever. I know a lot of people use it for AMIGURUMI. I think I've seen a few wearable items with it, but not that many. So the only thing I can think of is to make like an AMIGURUMI with it. Plus, I only have 2 skeins and they're of this very grass green color, so I felt very constricted on what I even would or could make with the limited color and the limited quantity. So with those in mind, I was trying to think of an Ami that was just green. And I was like, oh, you know, I've seen like a gummy bear pattern that's like just one color, and I could do some green. I was trying to think of green animals, and I was like, well, there's a turtle, but then a turtle typically also has other colors for the shell. Doing just green wasn't quite gonna work out for me. I also have seen a lot of frogs, but I thought that frogs were everywhere and I wanted to do something a little bit different. So today I'm doing pickles. I'm doing little pickles. I'm assuming they're gonna be about this big. I'm using the Squishy Pickle Party from All From Jade. It's a free pattern I found online. They're just cute little pickles and they actually use the exact same yarn in the pattern, this Honey Bunny yarn. They look to be probably about this big. I might make them a little bit longer because I would like a little bit of length to them, but they're good hand-sized pickles I think people will really like. And I think I have pretty small AMIGURUMI eyes, so I'm hoping that they'll also work in this pattern. I made one time a white elephant for a white elephant party around Christmas time, and so that had really small like safety eyes on that, and so that's really all I have. So getting some use out of those would be great. I'm unsure if I will be putting like the little cheeks on them or not. I might. We'll see. And then I need a 4mm crochet hook, which that I just had for something yesterday. Got my 4mm needle. This I feel like is pretty small for the thickness of this yarn. I've never worked with chenille before, actually ever. So I don't know, maybe actually this will be okay. We'll see, we'll find out. I don't know. I'm hoping to get one today done, maybe, hopefully. Maybe not like all of like the finishing and things, but at least getting the crochet done. 10mm safety eyes. I feel like that's large. Am I wrong? I feel like that's... Do you measure safety eyes by the circumference or by the diameter? I actually don't know. Because I thought 10mm were like huge. Let me see what size I have. Turns out they're 6mm. Can you tell I'm very prepared for this? I'm not. I just saw the pattern and I was like, this is what I'm doing. We'll try it with the 6, but I'm a little afraid that they're just gonna like slip through the like stitches themselves. We're gonna give it a go. Worst comes to worst, I'll sew on just like some embroidered eyes or something. I can just do that while I like sew on the little mouth. We'll see how sewing goes with this. I'm not sure. I think that's all I have for now. I think we just need to get started.
Yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and then you're going to yarn over and pull through 3, and then to make sure that bubble sticks out.
That people aren't listening to her story, but the problem is we are, and every time you tell the story, you just dig the hole even deeper. My show, including you.
Good morning. I didn't quite finish the pickle last night, but I got pretty close. I just need to close it up. However, I cannot actually close it up right now. I tried on the eyes and they're a little too small. I'll show you that here in a minute. But first I want to talk about the color. I don't know how it picks up on camera, but it's very grass green, and I feel like it might be a little like too artificial pickle, if that makes sense. It's very bright. I think it'll be okay if there's like a bunch of them, but it's not going to be like that dill pickle color. I'm happy with the size. I did extend it a little bit, so the pattern only did like 16 stitches around. I did one more increase round to make it 24. It's a little bit wider, which I think is a good like hand squeeze range, and then I also extended it a few extra rounds just to make sure it wasn't too stubby of a pickle. So then I'll have these 3 extra rounds here on the bottom to kind of close it out. However, in order to close it, first I need eyes. My eyes, as I said, are 6mm, and the pattern recommends 10. Let me show you what the 6 looks like on here. I think it's hilarious. Here's what it looks like with the 6mm eyes. They're too small. They're straight up just too small. So last night I realized this, like around here whenever I tried on the eyes. I already ordered some. I got like a little pack with different sizes because I know I'm also going to be making another amigurumi, and I think I'm going to want eyes. So that means I had to buy some amigurumi eyes, which is fine. I think they're good to have for whenever I decide I want to make. But these definitely will not work for this pickle, so we're just gonna take those right out. So yeah, those will be here in a few days. Unfortunately, I can't work on any more because I can't close it up. I can't stuff it without the eyes in. So this is just gonna have to be on hold, which means you are gonna have to be put on hold. Well, for you, it's gonna be about 10 seconds-ish. For me, it's gonna be a few days. So I'll see you in a few days.
4 to 6 days later.
Look what came in the mail. So I got a bunch of sizes, anywhere from 6mm to 12mm, which I already had a few 6mm here. So we're just gonna add these into here. Also, for some reason, the backs are in 2 different packages. I think 2 different sizes. So we're gonna see if we can do some rearranging and see if I can fit these in here. Okay, here we go. We have 6, 8, 10, 12, I think. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. And they all fit into the container. So from this pattern, so it does call for 10mm safety eyes, which are right here. It's gonna be a little bit hard because I now have all of this in the way to try to stick my hand up there. I don't know, what do you think? You can't tell me. I have to figure it out myself. Then plus the little smile right here. Let me move it down 1 and just see. This is down 1 but the same distance apart. I like the distance between them. I think I'm gonna move it back up. I think I like it better. Yeah, just gives a little bit more room for like a mouth, and if I decide to do like the little pink cheeks or not. Okay, now the backs, I think these are gonna want the bigger ones. How do we tell? Is it like, oh, this one's like huge. Well, I'm afraid to like put it on to try and then like ruin it. Also, does it go this way or does it go this way? Let me just look it up. Okay, it looks like disc down. Sometimes I'm like, why put your safety on so soon whenever like you don't know what the rest of it will look like, whether or not it's proportional. This is why. This is why. I have pretty small hands too, and this is like, oh my gosh. Okay, we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. Oh, I dropped it. Okay. I don't know if that's like locked in place. I can't pick it off. I think that's good. Which one did I grab? Oh yeah, no, that's not happening. Okay, so it is the big one. Okay. No! I'm so doing this earlier next time. Oh, nice. I heard it pop. Okay. Sure, that one's on too. Okay, nice. Now I'm pretty sure we embroider after it's stuffed, right? I think so. Pickle. So far. Now I can actually continue to work on this. I need to stuff it and then start to decrease and close it up. I'm a little bit afraid of closing it up because I tried the magic circle whenever I started and it just like fell apart, ripped right in half. So I'm a little bit nervous about what to do for that. I'm thinking maybe sewing might be a little bit easier. I don't know. I've heard sewing's really bad with this kind of yarn. We're gonna try. We're gonna see. Okay, anyway, first, stuffing. Pickle is complete, except I do want to add a little mouth. However, not now. I'll probably do them all at the same time, just so that it's easier, because I don't want to now and pull out a whole yarn and like do all the sewing stuff later. It's a later problem. But for now, my fiance has currently claimed it. This is now his, which is okay because I do need to tweak a little bit where the baubles are on my next one, so that way next time they're all the same and he can have this one, which is, I guess, as he called it, the prototype. Anyway, on to my next one. I got a package in the mail because I got a commission order for this little giraffe thing. Great timing because I was already planning on doing this like amigurumi video. So here's another one. I had to specifically get yarn because I don't have these colors and the only place I have to buy yarn is Walmart. And their selection is very small. So I had to buy these online. I did like a kind of search online and found the best deal for the amount of yarn that I needed. I was going between Premier Basics or I think Paintbox DK. I specifically wanted DK because this pattern is for worsted, but it ends up being like a foot tall. She wants it for a baby, and I think a foot tall is a little too big for that, so I'm thinking if I go down to a DK weight and use a smaller hook size, it'll get it down to a more reasonable size. Also, I'm not doing safety eyes, sewing on little like crocheted circle eyes, so all good in that front. So yeah, let's open up this yarn, see what we got. Awesome. Okay. So I got the Premier Basics DK, which is a weight 3. This is the color Daffodil. This is going to be kind of the main body of the giraffe. It is very soft, which is awesome. And it should be just enough. I should have a little bit extra of this according to the pattern, according to yardage, which hopefully will be around the same since I'm making it a little bit smaller, but smaller yarn. Hopefully it's about the same. This one is, again, Premier Basics DK, but this is the color Carnation. It's this light pink color. This is going to be for the like nose section area and maybe a few other details. I don't remember specifically. I don't have the picture pulled up right now, but this is for some details. So I'll have a good amount of this left over, which is good because I don't think I have much pink in my stash. So it's not a color I typically gravitate towards as I wear a pink sweater. And then this one is in a bag for some reason, the only one in a bag, stuck to a sticker. This one is Premier Basics DK in the color Mustard. Classic mustard color. Love this color. This is going to be for like the spots, and I think the hooves might be in this color. They didn't have good like light to dark orange. This was the best I could do. It was also hard because the colors online are never the same that they are in person, but I think this will be okay for a little giraffe. I could have gone like dark brown, but I felt dark brown with this would make it too dark, and I wanted it to still feel light. So this was the best I could do for color options. I hate buying yarn online, but right now I don't have too much of a choice, at least whenever I have specific things in mind. This looks pretty good. I'm excited. I'm gonna get started tonight, hopefully, working on this. I don't have a specific deadline, but I also would rather not wait for so long that like they won't want to purchase from me again, I guess. So, start on this hopefully tonight. I finished the head mostly. I haven't sewn on the eyes, so please allow these to have you envision it. I tried the little like indents for the eyes, what do they call it? Face shaping. I think it looks okay. Hopefully it'll look better once I actually sew on the eyes. Also, these are definitely slightly crooked, but it's okay. And then this thing is just they called it a dowel, just to give it some structure because it is a giraffe, so it will have a long neck. So it's just to give it some structure so the head won't be just flopping everywhere. These are my ends. They're just going to be like tucked in here, so I'm not really gonna worry about those. This is progress so far. I think it's coming out really cute. It's definitely smaller than the like 16 inches that the pattern said it would be for like a worsted weight, which is perfect. I think this is gonna be like a good size. I think it's gonna end up being like this big, maybe, hopefully. I think that'll be good. This is what I have done so far. This has taken me a really long time. Working with a 3mm crochet hook is interesting. There are times it hurts, so I have to stop. But also, it's just looking so good. It's looking so good. I could not imagine working this up with like worsted weight yarn. I feel like it's just gonna be too huge with how big these stitches are. It might not feel as cuddly, I guess. I don't know that it would. I don't know. Anyway, now we have to make the feet and I think the arms, and then we can make the body and work those in as we make up the body. So hopefully we can get both legs done tonight. That's my goal. We're starting with the kind of dark color so that like he'll have like the little hoofs. Here is that color. Also, the pattern said to make this like dowel the like tan color. I didn't because I have a lot of this pink left because it's only really used for the snout. I felt like just using the pink would be fine. Plus it's going to be hidden within the body itself, so you're not actually going to be able to see the color. So since I have so much more of the pink, I'll have plenty of yarn either way. I'm not going to use up an entire 3 skeins of this for this project, so that's totally fine. I'm really enjoying how this is coming out. Hopefully gonna finish both legs today. That's my goal, that's my plan, and we'll see how it goes.
Said no thank you. I tried to have Jack come inspect and he did not want to inspect. at least we managed to kick out Sasha.
I have completed my limbs. This honestly was a lot more work than I thought it was. The DK weight yarn is nice because it is making the actual product smaller, which is what I wanted. However, it's also taking a really long time. Like, these are pretty small stitches, which is fine. It's just taking a very long time to make. But at least we have now all of the limbs and the head and the little support stick that we had to make so that the long neck stays upright. So now it's just body and then like details like spots and stuff, and then the eyes, which I think is pretty easy. So I'm gonna go ahead and start on the body. That way I can start to add on our limbs, and then eventually we'll connect up to the head and we'll be on like finishing details, which will be nice. I still have plenty of yarn left, so I think that will be fine. Like I said, this is taking a lot longer than I thought it was, but progress is progress. We are getting it done.
Yeah, it's probably sensible, isn't it? I don't think you can do better than that. I can't remember what it's done.
As we crochet the side of the work, remove the first stitch marker and we'll attach the leg by crocheting our first sequence. Insert your hook through the first slip stitch at the top of the leg, then through the first stitch of the previous round.
But even if we only have to find 7 letters, we still haven't got anywhere near that, have we? I mean, there could be one in the dormitory.
Like the whole downstairs being open like this, but I also think that maybe we can get an extra bathroom down here to have like living room. Using the needle to pick up things. This is a turtle leg that is covered in sparkles from the antlers. That's great. That will finish.
I have officially made a giraffe. I think it's cute. For a little bit, I hated it. I thought that these were wonky, that the eyes were wonky. The seam on the neck, I think, is a little bit more visible than what I would like. But then, I don't know, I put the little white on the eyes, and then suddenly I was like, you know what? Actually, I don't hate it. I hated making it. I'm gonna be so honest. There's a reason why I don't do Ami very often, and this is the reason why. This, fun, cute, fast, quirky. This, thin yarn, lots of stitches, finicky sewing, very much disliked. I'm happy with the final result. It's super cute. It's got like a little tail and everything, and like the little spots. I think these are like super cute. I'm super happy. I hope the person who ordered this is also super happy with it. Never making this again. Absolutely not. But happy with the results. Also, super happy with pickles. I think they're just so fun and so cute. And they also worked up really fast. And I think it's a perfect way to use up this yarn that I would have never used otherwise. And I think they'll be a great thing to have at my market just for a little bit of variation with the other things that I'm planning on having. I'm probably gonna take a little bit of a break from Ami. I might finish the skein for the pickles just so that it's like not a half-used clump of yarn, but then I'll probably take a little bit of a break because I'm kind of Ami'd out. I'm ready for the next thing, but yeah, overall super happy. I think these both turned out super cute. I think maybe one thing is that this the pickles, they're just one piece, right? You start at the bottom, you crochet your way up, and you sew it up at the top, and that's it. You just stuff it, right? Put on some safety eyes. Whereas this, I had to make, I think, the head first, and then the little pieces, and then sew them on. And then make all of the limbs, and then work up the body while, like, I crocheted these in, but then I had to sew on the tail and all of the spots, plus all of these. Plus I had to make the eyes. The pattern called for like safety eyes, but this is going to a baby, and so I don't trust safety eyes. So I had to sew on my own eyes, like embroider eyes. So not super happy about all of the sewing that was involved in this, and I think that's probably the reason why I don't like it as much. It's because this was super simple, this was complex and took a long time. Two very different projects. Overall, I'm happy with the results of both. However, there's a reason why I like this more, because I don't like Ami in the first place, so this was a big struggle. I also have plenty of yarn left. This is the most used, and I would say have maybe a little under half. I already have ideas for what I want to do with this, so hopefully you will see that in the next month or so. So you will see these colors coming back in a little something that's a little bit more me. I'm glad I tried Ami. I've tried Ami before, but again, I've never really fallen in love with it, I don't think. It's just not my vibe, but I'm glad that I took the time to make these and try it out again, just to see and experiment and change it up a little bit, you know? Hopefully you enjoyed watching me make these. Hopefully you enjoyed a little bit of variety from me. Sometimes it's good to just switch it up a little bit and then go back to your comfort zone, your roots. So that's what I'm planning on doing. I think that's all I have for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, make sure you like it. Subscribe so you don't miss any of my future videos. I post a lot of crochet vlogs and challenge videos. If you are interested in that, keep yourself entertained by watching some of the videos that I've already posted. Yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.